Welcome, metal fans. We're here at the Vault in Bay City, Michigan with the band Reverence, talking about their new album, When Darkness Calls. Hi guys, thanks for talking with us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How did you meet and when did you form the band Reverence?
Todd and I actually, I found him online, really. And,
MySpace. It was an online ad. I was looking for a date.
I just gotten out of my other band and was looking for putting together another project and did the search for. I think I actually looked for heavy metal singers in Michigan.
There was something stud. I think
yeah,
you looked for.
big. And found Todd and contacted him, and we got together talking. And
Michigan Metal on MySpace.
That's what it was.
And then you found me. I don't know.
And kind of put a game plan together, see if we could write together and see how it all flowed, because that's where it starts. Whether not even, you can have a great plan, but if you don't have any songs that are worthwhile, then it kind of sucks. So that's kind of where it started, and we just started writing just to see what direction we were taking. I think that was early 2010. This has been going for a couple years.
All right, now, as I understand it, most of the members were previously in established acts. Could you elaborate who's involved and how did you hook up?
Well, Brian and I got hooked up. He had played for a couple years in Tokyo Blade, and the reason he knew about me is because I had a MySpace page, because I was, and I still do, sing for Jack Starr's Burning Star, and that's how I kind of got Ned involved. I got Ned harangued into it because we need a bass player to do some live shows for us and look all kick-ass, and well, I couldn't find a more perfect one for that role, so.
And Ned, tell us a little bit about the band that you're originally from.
Yeah, well, we're from Burning Star. The band's been in existence for about, I don't know how many decades now. It's a couple.
Couple at least.
At least. And, but we hooked up with Todd back in almost, what,
2004, actually.
Yeah, about 8 years ago. So we've been working together for quite a long time with that project, so it's kind of a natural thing to receive a phone call from him eventually.
It's like, I need a bass player. Who?
And Brian, you're originally with what band?
I got involved with Tokyo Blade and reforming that band. Had been kind of dead and non-existent for probably over a decade. And I got to be friends with the guitar player, the original guitarist from England, and decided to put the band back together, and he asked me if I wanted to be the second guitarist, and so we rebuilt that band with some guys in Detroit, including Frank, the bassist who played on the album, and probably because of personal things and commitments and such, can't really attend any tours or anything like that, so that's where Ned came in. But did live album DVD and tours with Tokyo Blade throughout Europe.
And Pete, can you tell us a little bit about your background in music?
Well, I've been playing a lot of years in Pittsburgh with a lot of different bands, and I met Doc probably about 6-7 years ago. We were jamming together for a while, trying to get something together. Never really panned out, but that's how I ended up knowing these guys, was through Doc. I guess they contacted Doc, and obviously one of the most badass drummers in heavy metal in the band, because they knew he wasn't playing with anybody, and the badass mother funky, trying to be G-rated. I don't know where it's going, but so they recruited Doc, and Doc recommended me, which I'm very thankful of. Thank you, Doc. And so now I got to meet Brian, and he introduced me to Todd, and so I got involved with the project through Doc.
And Doc, what bands are you from? What is your background?
I used to win a band called Sabotage back in the day.
And Brian and Doc knew each other. That's kind of how.
That's kind of the missing link. Is Doc and I have been friends for probably 15, 16, 17 years or something like that. Just friends, not even musically doing anything. And actually, I think I talked to you originally about Tokyo Blade thing, and it didn't work at the time. So when I wanted to make up this project and make it heavier than what Tokyo Blade was, then I had to go back to Steve. I had to get him in the band somehow.
And how did you come up with the band name, and what meaning does it have?
There's a line in the lyric of Revolution Rising that has the title Reverence in it.
Bow down in reverence, bow down in fear.
And I'll give my wife Tracy some credit for that. I think she actually recognized that, and hey, that might be a kind of a possible name, because we were throwing all kinds of stuff around.
We tossed out a lot.
But that seemed to kind of stick and work. And
Brian didn't like $3 mind erasers, so we went with Reverence.
He's not kidding.
No, that was one of the options actually.
I like
there was
that.
there was a lot of options. Actually, no, you know what? Reverence, it just kind of it was like, yeah, wow, I kind of like that. And I think for us, you know, we feel like we're really firmly rooted in 80s metal, even though we're trying to put a modern twist on it. We feel very rooted in that, and we really do revere 80s metal.